Hello everyone, you are watching Times of Manipur Tom TV's an exclusive talk with people's representative, that means the political representative and the intending candidates. So today we bring you an exclusive talk with the MLA of 37 Kaksing Assembly constituency here in our studio. We have the MLA Mayanglambam Rameshwar. So welcome to our show, sir.
Thank you, Gentle.
Thank you.
And thank you, the management in Tom TV for having me in this studio.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, to start with, sir, could you make a could you make a self-introduction of your, so right from the education, then that your political journey and the campaign that you made for the coming election and for the parties, then many more you have some experience, sir.
I am born Mayanglambam Rameshwar Singh, a Hindu by birth. My father led Sri M. Abir Singh. My mother is Mayanglambam Ombi Kanatun Devi. I was born in Urabum Pareng in 37 Kaksing SC. I did my schooling in Kaksing Higher Secondary. That time it was called Kaksing High School. And after I finished my class 7, I appeared for All India Merit Scholarship, which is funded by Government of India. And I passed the exam, and after that I was sent to one of the members of the Indian Public School Council, Tasi Namgyal Academy in Gangtok, Sikkim. During my school time in Kaksing High School, now so-called Kaksing Higher Secondary School, I was a general secretary while I was in class 8, in the beginning of my class 8. And historically, I am the only student at that time who became general secretary during the school time from class 8. The normal, condition or the rule was that the general secretary has to be from class 9. So luckily I became general secretary in class 8 itself. Now, after I finished my class 7, I went to Tasi Namgyal Academy in Gangtok, and I did my schooling there up to, it's a ISC board, Indian School Certificate Board, and I passed out my school in 1987, and then I joined Sriram College of Commerce in Delhi University. And after that, after my BCom honors, I did my MA Political Science from Delhi University. And later, I completed my LLB from Manipur University. So this is my educational background. And by profession, I am a project management consultant, and I have been project advisor to various state government in the northeastern region and to the state of Punjab and Goa. And during which time I have carried out various developmental projects for the state of Northeast, Punjab and Goa. And I also have been the project consultant for Northeastern Council, which is under Ministry of Donor in 2005. So in 2013, from 2011, I was appointed as the chairman of Project Development Monitoring Committee in MPCC. And later, in 2013, end of 2013 rather, when Shri Narendra Modi ji, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, and he was becoming renowned all over the world because of his politics, developmental based politics, which is going to bring a paradigm shift and complete change and overhauling of the Indian economic system and Indian political system in terms of value-based politics and the values that we have to have in public life. 2013, and I joined BJP. And by the time I joined BJP, there were around 20,000 members.
So in between, you have so many experience in governance of different states.
Yes.
During your service period, sir.
Yes.
So, how could you elaborate your desire, your aspiration, your passion, your intention, so many things to join the politics and forward in that way?
I would say that my experience with administration rather has motivated me and inspired me a childhood dream to be part of the policy making. In India and in any democratic setup, I realize that in order to bring actual changes on the ground, you have to be part of the policy making process. So politics is a platform where we have the power. People empowers you to take those initiatives and try and bring actual change on the ground. So all these things, number one, inspired me. Number two, when I came across leaders like Shri Narendra Modi ji, Shri Amit Shah ji, and even to a certain extent Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, whom I had happened to meet, it inspired me that even in a place like India, that we could come up with a system which is based on value. The politics could be based on value. And as I went deeper into Bharatiya Janata Party in its origin and the foundation on which the BJP party, the Bharatiya Janata Party is based, like the foundation of Shri Sama Prasad Mukherjee ji and Shri Deen Dayal Upadhyay ji, then I realized that this is the party where I feel proud to belong to. And this is the party with whom I could do some good work for my state, for my people, and for the nation. So that is how it inspired me to join politics as well as to join the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Okay. In your political journey, you have chosen BJP.
Yes.
Yes. For that political journey, you have chosen BJP. Then what could be the reason for choosing BJP? That you have another different national parties also there, then regionalized national party also. That means a national party that have some grassroots foundation, grassroots experience in regionalism also.
I think, earlier before I joined BJP, I was in the Congress. Congress was in its peak. That time, the kind of work that Congress was doing was also good. But the main problem with the INC was that there were a lot of corruption issues, not being probity not being there in politics, no sincerity, and this is for me this is a mission, is not a profession. Politics for me is a mission, is not a profession. The people have empowered us to do something for them, for the people, by the people, as we say. But what I see is that everybody wants to fill their coffers by the position, through the position that people have empowered them. When I understood the constitution of Bharatiya Janata Party and the principles on which, values on which the Bharatiya Janata Party is built, I realized that I will be able to do some sincere work. So I selected Bharatiya Janata Party number one because the leadership at that time was very important. The leadership of Indian National Congress at the national level was going haywire, and people were losing hope on the leader because he has no vision. But when I met a leader like Shri Narendra Modi ji, Shri Amit Shah ji, and tall leaders like Rajnath Singh ji from Bharatiya Janata Party, and Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, and many more leaders, I realized that this is the party where I should belong, because they mean to preserve the identity, Indian identity, number one. We need to preserve our indigenous origin, our tradition and culture. Now, as a Manipuri today, my vision is that our identity should not be lost in the sea of the identities. So I understood that in BJP that possibility is there. By joining BJP tomorrow, when I highlight the identity crisis of being a Manipuri, that will be taken care of, and my national leaders will understand that I have my birthright to retain the identity of a Manipuri. So with those belief and good faith, I chose Bharatiya Janata Party,
Okay.
and I joined Bharatiya Janata Party.
Okay. You have chosen the BJP, and you, in the 2017, for the first time in your political journey, you have contested from the 37 Kaksing Assembly constituency, at 37 Kaksing Assembly constituency from Bharatiya Janata Party's ticket. So that's your dream, your what to say, your desire to continue your political journey. So as a representative of the people, as a political representative, that you have some experiences in political journey, your ups and downs in some past almost three and a half years ago. That in your constituency also, that ex-MLA Yankom Surachandra was also there. But from the High Court verdict, now you are representing the Kaksing Assembly constituency. So that's the matter that people want to know. How will you elaborate?
Of course, I think by now most of the people in Manipur are aware that I became an MLA through a historical verdict, through a historical judgment by the Honorable High Court of Manipur. Even some people go to the extent of, some of my opponents go to the extent of calling me as a High Court MLA. But just trying to be sarcastic about the whole thing. But let me put first to the knowledge of those people who say so, that in India, judiciary is in the highest placed in our constitution. So a verdict passed by the judicial system of the country has to be respected by everyone. I lost the election of 2017 by a thin margin of 630 votes.
Only 630 votes.
Yeah, to ex-MLA Y. Surachandra Singh. Maybe because of being inexperienced. For the first time I was contesting. And he was a strong opponent, I would say. I cannot deny that he was not a strong opponent at that time. Because he has won already 2 terms before I contested. Yeah, he was already MLA for 2 terms. Then in 2017, it was 3rd term for him, and it was the first time for me. And he was in a much better financial position, even though his source of income is not known. I would rather say that that is the very foundation on which how I became an MLA.
Okay.
Because now you must be knowing, as per the rules of Representation of People's Act 1951, that any politician or any person who's contesting an election is supposed to disclose all his details of wealth, income, salary, properties, all has to be there in the nomination
But
paper.
sir, we heard that many intending candidates or any candidate that have selected for the party tickets, they have lots of unofficial, undeclared wealth and assets.
This is what I am talking of. If you see, my opponent, ex-MLA Y. Surachandra Singh, has been a part of that regime. A regime where politics has been used as a platform to earn money for themselves. They have acquired so much of wealth that they cannot disclose those wealth because they are not able to tell from where that money has come. They are not able to, reveal the sources because there is no legal source of income. But whereas they are having a lot of properties and a lot of wealth. Now, as per election norms and Representation of People Act 1951, they are supposed to declare everything to the public. We are supposed to tell everything, whatever we have, about ourselves, our spouse, our dependents. We are not supposed to hide anything. But in my case, Sri Yankom Surachandra, being a habitual liar, why I call him habitual liar? In 2007, 2012, while he had contested the election in 37 Kaksing SC, during that time also his nomination paper, he has not disclosed all the facts and figures which he is supposed to disclose. So I knew that in 2017 also he is surely going to make the same mistake because he has been doing this because there was nobody to check him. Now, when I became a candidate in 2017 and when I saw his nomination paper, I found that he has made the same mistake. He was not disclosing his properties, income of his wife, and so many other things. Now, under the provision of Section 100 of Representation of People Act, it is not allowed. A person who doesn't disclose their wealth and financial details should be disqualified. And there is a provision for the person who became second. Now, since it is sub judice thing, I would not like to say much about the case, but I would like to read out part of the order that was given by Honorable High Court of Manipur so that people know. Consequent upon the findings that the election of the first respondent is declared, respondent means ex-MLA Y. Surchandra, is null and void. That means his election by the people of 37 Kaksing SC in 2017 is null and void because he did not follow the legal procedures with regard to Form 26 and nomination paper. And I filed a case, election petition 1 of 2017 for the same case. Now, the petitioner is entitled to be declared as elected member of 37 Kaksing Assembly Constituency. The order has mentioned in para 132. Issue number 8 is answered in favor of the petitioner. So by this order, para number 133, the Honorable High Court of Manipur has declared in the result, the election petition is allowed, setting aside the election of the first respondent, that is Sri Yengkhom Surchandra, as member of 37 Kaksing Assembly Constituency in the 11 Manipur Legislative Assembly and declaring the petitioner as duly elected, petitioner means myself, as duly elected member of 37 Kaksing Assembly Constituency. This is the order that was passed by the Honorable High Court. And on November 5th, 2020, this order was passed by the Honorable High Court and I took my oath on 9th of November. That is how I became the MLA of 37 Kaksing SC.
That you have completed almost 1 year, 1 year and 2 months only. So, will you accept that the success over the Y. Surchandra and the High Court verdict will be, is your a grand success in your political journey, or it's a beginning in your way?
I would say that it is a rather grand success not only for myself, but for the people who are trying to bring probity in political life. Many of our people who has joined politics has taken politics as a profession. They think that we have to earn something out of this. Yeah, if there's anything to earn out of this is we should earn respect. Now today why people say that politics is dirty. For me, politics is not dirty. When the people in politics are dirty, then the politics is dirty. If you see the constitution of any party, any national party or local party, you see the constitution is so beautifully written and there is good things in every constituency of every political party. But it is how we translate those good values and good deeds, good principles into action on the ground. So today, in order to let corruption go from the political system, we need to invite educated people, people with honor, people with respect to politics. Once good people come into politics, then we can drive away the corrupted politicians who has been claiming that they are the guardians of the public, whereas they have occupied their seat to get a better life for themselves and completely ignore the public.
Okay, then many educated politicians, most of them are also corrupted. Some are very well, good and well, they are doing well. So, if people or the voters from your constituency ask you to define politics as a politician, you are a politician, sir. You are doing politics. So people ask you to define politics, and how will you briefly give the answer to them?
Me karanadi rajniti si am luvoina. They say that politics, define politics in a very complex way. But I define politics in a very simple way. I give the rajniti si am chamna haijening. Rajniti haji atay suna nate. Public na pamiba public ki aspiration do. Apa madubu thabuk koina. Tawungam madu adubu never rajniti haji. A person who can convert the aspiration of the people into action, that is politics for me. Very simple. Yamna chamba definition dai hiding ebuko. Ngasi akoina public na pamba is karino. There are basic necessities that we should provide to the public, being the guardian of the public. Public na pamiba, public na darkar oiba pochi piba ngamase sibu neba rajniti harisi. Ngasi Manipurda amadi 37 Kakching Esida akoina public na nangta tawudaba award pa mayam lay. 37 Kakching Esida award pa sahi tarhom doi makhai sa siri Yengkhom Surchandra na tawram dabadagi award pa mayam lay. Adu ngasi aina MLA orabnina intending candidate mayam na MLA BJP yama laina siguma thabak mayam mama 37 Kakching Esida tawdena haideba. They are right. There are so many loopholes in 37 Kakching Esi. Adudi mamangi ex MLA na sahi tarhom doi makhai da tawram dabaduneba. But today, people of Kakching ki missing na kari realize together. Sahi yama ka thani paibada Rameshwar na tawri ba thabuksi. Some have the oxygen plant, 15-bedded ICU hospital, 100-bedded COVID hospital, Ima Market, Ecotourism Park, District Library, Animal Husbandry, 2 animal husbandry, 6 water supply schemes for providing portable water supply. Thakna sing pibagi scheme taruk. Honorable Chief Minister Yan Bireng Singh Makhada Narendra Modi ji Makhada tielaba matam sida aina tawroi ba thabak mayam si urakanda karigumba sahi manga si pahelagadi ma thabak kharedi torkani habagi public ta thajabadi laireba. Adubu there are some workers of ex-MLA and ex-MLA himself who's trying to create confusion. Kakching ki prajada confusion ama purak naba sinba laireba. Kari haina hairi hargadi. Mahaksi BJP da nataba, Congress da nataba. Party da yeng biraga no mido ina yengaga. Hanaka amuk tang kahalu. Adu eragadi ay public ki aspiration may amdu fulfill to holmge. Madu ay pangangge na haireba. Sahi tarahum do makhai da tawram draba oirmaba midu na hugi sahi manga warkanda. How can he do?
Okay. Saya na ba okay. Karadi lay voters singi barakta lay hali to ali haiba posi you charge the ex-MLA sa sini lady si aduna hojikti a new challenge is that challenge karino haim tamda that Y Surchandra ex-MLA he met his resignation from the primary membership of the Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee and the possibility is with him to join the BJP and contest the upcoming election from the 37 Kakching Assembly constituency itself where you are representing now. That's also, sir, also representing the people of Kakching and the BJP. How will you explain it, sir?
I would elaborate little on this.
Okay.
First of all, let me give you a little background on this because so that people understand. Public nasu gyan tanaba adagi akoigi leadership in BJP nasu gyan tanaba. Let me explain in both the language.
Okay. The last fight is about the ticket.
This is what he is claiming through the media. Now, but the history that everyone should know is that during the 2017 election time campaigning, Shri Yengkhom Surchandra had campaigned against BJP and said so many unethical words against our Honorable Prime Minister, against our tall leader Shri Amit Shahji and many leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party in the center as well as in the state. He went even to the extent saying that if BJP gets wins 2-digit number seats, he will leave politics as a profession. He said,
Okay.
Politics thadoga chatkani karigumba BJP na digit anigi seat phangagadi haina haigeba. But on the reverse, what he did, after, even though with 21 seats only, we formed the government. After BJP formed the government, he came and joined BJP. Now, I was still in the party. I'm still in the party. After he joined the BJP as an MLA also, I never left the party because I know BJP is a value-based principal party, and I also have to be a value-based karyakarta. I have to be a value-based worker. My politics should not be based on somebody's unlawful ways or somebody's ways based on his selfish means. He joined BJP. BJP da sahi ahunga makhai kana lawdo mai lawre. What kind of party he left? He left a party who made him MLA for 3 terms. Mabu term ahum MLA ohlamba aduguma party mabu semgilap ka mai political career semgilap ka party do mana thadu mo chele kunipan phangiba party ni. There was a huge chance of they forming the government, but still he left the party and came. He ditched his own party and he came to us. Good for us. We formed the government with his support. We formed the government. Now, whatever benefits he had to take, he has taken from the party. 2020 gi Rajya Sabha gi election mamangda Bharatiya Janata Party na maji khwaidagi hena darkar tang matamda when we needed him the most during the Rajya Sabha election, NPP MLAs had gone to the Congress camp, and some of our BJP MLAs also went to the Congress camp, and Sri Yengkhom Surchandra thought that Congress is going to form the government. So he left the party because if he remains in the BJP again, he'll be in the opposition. So if he goes to the back to Congress, he will be in the government as well as he may become a minister. With that selfish interest, he left BJP and went. But
now the Congress is clear that they will not receive, they will not welcome.
That I will come to that. Now the race is history how Sri N. Biren Singh ji and the party high command and managed the whole show, and we still remain in power, and the government was with us still. Now after that, through a tribunal, Speaker Tribunal's judgment, he was disqualified. And then through the election petition that I filed, he was disqualified and I became MLA on 9th November 2020. He continued to remain in Congress and he fought against the BJP, against the Speaker's Tribunal in the Supreme Court. After having fought there, and the Supreme Court passed a judgment saying the Honorable Speaker's Tribunal to review the case of his disqualification, to review, not saying that the Honorable Speaker's Tribunal's decision was wrong, but just saying that, don't mind, because I have to take little time on this, because this history people should know. The people of Manipur should know how corrupted and how valueless a man Sri Yengkhom Surchandra is today. Now because of people like him in the politics of Manipur and in politics of India, today the common man thinks politics is dirty. So I want to clarify, I want to take some time and clarify this. So after here, the Honorable Supreme Court passed a judgment saying that the order passed by the Speaker's Tribunal to be reviewed. He thought he has become MLA, he will become MLA. So he started celebrating in Kaksing, his party workers, he gave them the message that he is going to become an MLA within 1-2 days time, and they started celebrating. But being an IS officer also, maybe he did not read the order of the Supreme Court properly, and my election petition being there still in the Supreme Court, the order of the Honorable High Court, which is there in Supreme Court, which he challenged, is there for last 1 year, 2 months, and he was trying his best. So because of that, he cannot become an MLA because I have already taken oath as an MLA. So he didn't become MLA, my MLA hoidre, ubi yadre. Yadrakanda, what he said to the media, because there are 3 intending candidates, other intending candidates besides him. So along with Yengkhom Surchandra, there are 4 intending candidates in the Congress. So he publicly campaigned saying that Congress ticket is in his pocket. Magi pocket, the Congress ki ticket si yaure. He is a strong leader, so Congress will surely give him the ticket. He said like that. He can claim like that. But a few days back, the Congress even refused to give him the form. During that time when he was campaigning for Congress, he even said that Congress along with NPP will form the next government. But after the Congress refused to give him the form, he turned around and said that now Congress will be in the opposition and Congress is a sinking ship and he will be joining a ruling party, I mean a party which will form the government in the next election. This is what he said. So you can see how, in a few months' time, how he has changed his color and his stand again and again. So he's jumping nature and doing anti-party activities is the very reason. And I think as per my information, there are many criminal cases against him also, which maybe we are not aware, but it may come out anytime. So Congress understood this and Congress did not want to give him the ticket because of his invaluable ways and his unstable mindset. So now, after Congress refused him, he claims that he will join the BJP and contest the election from BJP. Now let me tell you, BJP is a party with a difference. We are a value-based party. Our leaders in Delhi, we are, based on the foundation built by Sri Sama Prasad Mukherjee, Sri Deen Dayal Upadhyay ji, Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, world-renowned leader like Sri Narendra Modi ji and Amit Shah ji. Our party is not like that. We have a national executive who authorizes a parliamentary board. We have a parliamentary board which is made of 11 members, where our national president JP Nadda ji is there, Honorable Prime Minister is there, Amit Shah ji is there, Rajnath Singh ji. 11 members are there. Now, all the decisions are taken by this parliamentary board. Some person like Yengkhom Surchandra coming and saying that I will join the BJP and contest from BJP, it is his wild dream because he cannot decide. It is in the hands of, even I cannot tell today who is going to be what, because parliamentary board in the center, our central leadership will decide.
Okay, about the ticket, the party high commands that here in the state also, you have your central committee also there, core committee also there. So they will decide about the ticket. It's another thing. Let's the political fight or political campaign about your political journey. That's another side. But coming to the next question. But in your speech, you have made some notes on achievements during your last 1 year and 2 months duration. So, are you satisfied with the achievements made by you in your assembly constituency within this short period of time? Or is there any sort of developments? Another thing is that in your constituency, that is the 37 Koksing Assembly constituency, could you be able to bring a holistic development? That means a socio-political, economically developed constituency.
General, I should say that I am a very, a person who's very difficult to satisfy. I even, judge myself most of the time. I always ask myself that I should have worked harder and I should have achieved more. Even though the people in 37 Koksing SC realize that we have done enough in this 1 year and 2 months. And everyone knows our Honorable Chief Minister Shri N. Biren Singh ji and our leadership in the party, Srimati S. Sarda Devi ji and party leaders from the center have supported me through and through within this short period of 1 year, 2 months, as well as during my, hard days when I was fighting against justice, to get justice, against corruption. They have supported me. Now also they are supporting me. Because of which, in this short period, I have able to achieve, as I told you, blacktopping of nearly 40 roads and 100-bedded COVID hospital. In Manipur, there are only 2 COVID hospitals, one in Kairao and one in 37 Koksing SC. The Honorable Union Minister of Home and Corporation had laid a foundation stone that day. Financial sanction has been done already. Now, 15-bedded ICU hospital in Koksing is completed. Now only the ventilators are being installed. Oxygen plant has been inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister. After 14 days of my becoming the MLA, we have sanctioned under Jal Jeevan that Thagnaba ising yumthong khuding da piwa haiba khoi simdui makhada Sorada Palenda Irengbanda Bijoypurda scheme taruk sanction toy adna Sorada Thagnaba ising phangamdaba Irengbanda phangamdaba Kakching Assembly constituency ki parni ko Bijoypurda Palenda phangamdaba hojik phangba hore Sab manana ngasi veterinary animal husbandry hospital si Soragum from the where the profession is moi koina san la loan ba adagi mogi adumbagi business to kangu dadi yamaru ibu pot ne ba mogi akoigi sasan gi hospitals si ama sabal loire inaugurate tawre ireng banda ma tawri district library sanction tawre mafam leire hodi saba horagani one belly breeze kakching ji akoigi turian namana khaidoga akoigi khulen adagi lambi na achauba mana bazar dagi for cheb lambi khaidoga khulen amadi waidi khunjai aina khaido pasida ngasai gi khulen ga waidi ga samna bagi belly breeze gari chatpa yaba achauba ma hui charaga loige dore sigi yamlaba pot mayam asi development activity mayam si only 1 year 2 months thought me this is possible because of leaders like Sri N Biren Singh ji and our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, who has been helping me, morally supporting me in everything. But I was expecting that I should get the principal approval of Sainik School, Krender Bridalia, and many things. Because, as I told you in the beginning, I am very difficult to be satisfied because I always want more. My approach in life has been that I always want more. This has been a problem also, and it has been an advantage also.
Hena koigi pamba hai tare ne hena tongning ba adu ko ne aduna isani sabu penja yai bisi penba nai da hai ba yadri penba nai da ba madusu pamisi aphaba mai ke da penba oiram dau male ata barom da di pam dau man
mani penba yam tongning ba yam lai hai bani da
last oida koi kendra gi miyam na su soidana khangning ngone khali if mayalam Rameswar si amuk vote karak pataragadi akari togdoino why Surchandra na kagrang kari torpa yai habisini aduna masi some promise amadi pi dori as a representative oina ahan ba kendra sigi oina tawpham thoi ena khanba khwaidagi maru oibani ena khanba kari thau pakhet pi dori 2022 gi election se mai pak pataragadi ahan ma kai pakhet ken khanbiri aduga tamna paikhalapagi priority hai bitare kari the issue priority pbri kari plan tawbiri isagi wakalon assam de lejarangoni
simultaneously high aspiration sing public na pami bo post sing ji aseng badi punna chami nagadaba ayambani aina sum khanbada khwaidagi maru habsi district hospital ama purakpase this is very important maram de masi akoina Kakching na 2016 da district orakpadagi tawgodaba khwaidagi maru posi Kakching gi district amo oibagi madugi lakadaba infrastructure all the departments offices sagadaba masi atupa matamda saba yam darkar tai then only we can function as a district district amo ina function to bangam akoi gi Kakching district ki hospitals hai masi akoi at least akoi na achauba kona medical college ama box semak pa yabagi 300 bedded hospital oibi yabagi upgrade to yabagi mongda ai sahange habagi aingonda adugi aspiration ama public na su pamba aspiration ama leje ani subada Kakching da lairiba ariba water supply scheme je sina technical forum ama si mamang da design to bada soiba 2013 adwaida makoina design to bada soigi badagi ising si phajana phangde water supply ki source si Uyokching hairiba Kakching garden haiba mafam se laire adu hairaga Kakching garden hairiba pochi Ministry of Tourism na paisa piraga project ama toraga semba project ni adubu ex MLA Y Surchandra masagi property oina seasonal maga maduri thopa income du magi pocket ta hapaga tormaji this is one of the source which he did not reveal because of which he bought many properties but that was not put in the nomination paper because of which he is in problem now the hojikti tourism department na logging there hai posi adu thangnaba ising adu yamna maru oiba pot tu mafam du water supply gi mafam du logjil laga mana hojikki Kakching garden harba mana mapu sari badugi koi gi building khara sajin bangam for him giving water to the public is not important magi kana gado magi saji madu important oina leram ko aduna water supply scheme si akoina rectify to bam changi akoina kakchi uyokching da source ama thamaga mafam khuding da ising thangna yogune si by gravity yongam technically we have to correct this. My vision is that in every ward or 2 wards combined in Kaching Municipal Council area under the Kaching Municipal Council, we should go for water supply projects, overhead tank type, you know. You pull up the water from the water source, you pull it up to the water tank and through pipe we supply to every household. So in every 2 wards we should have at least 1 water tank which should supply to the every ward. So what happens when there is a default in one system, the remaining part of the Kaching Municipal Council people are not lack of water. Everybody should not be stopped because now since there is only one source in Uyokching, the moment that is not functional, everybody in Kaching is saying, we are buying water. Everywhere in Kaching now people are buying water only. Tractor, you won't belak pa ising du. Later gatha eba. Sarkar na pido basic si fundamental right now. Thangna ising phangbai si fundamental right now. We are buying.
Thangna ising si usig lay riya re sarna. Adu taragadi sargi sahi amaga tha ani si manung sida masigi improvement si propangam hauda bra.
Ne sida Kaching water supply gi manung da correction Pajilakai for example. Pajilakai sida English ising si amta taram deva. So along with the help of public health department ko akhoi gi kanogi Pajilakai haiba lambi sida lai ba pipeline me se khoina 17 pipeline onthola ga ising si tare. Akhoi asumai tauna Kaching gi mafam tare nipan da khoina ai tel ba sai sida khongdoga phangam da ising phangale. But yamna liraba adagi technically soiga system ama correct obviously it becomes more costly than setting up a new one. Aduna mathangi tamda ai shoda na anoba water supply scheme mama Kaching kendra gi purpa haibsi masi ni ado akoina Kaching kendra gi manung dadi leiba Kaching dana hena chaukhatpagi thabaksi adum tawraga sigi periphery da leiba sora palen irengban adagi bujopur se akoina intho thamse simai tawraroi hanaksu school fagalan sigi matangda Kaching da piramba school fagalan se in sora pi hale
okay
aduna sigumba periphery da leiba Palen, Bijoypur, Sora, Irengbanju, so idana chaukhatpagi khomthang si da saruk yauni.
Okay, holistic development se Kaching Assembly constituency sung choi kana hapni. Thank you very much for your timely joining and give the importance of your joining and make this program a successful one. So thank you once again, sir.
Yeah, before I sign off, I would like to make my last word, an appeal to the people of Manipur and to the people of 37 Kaching SC. The 5 years term of Bharatiya Janata Party led by Shri N. Biren Singh in the state and Shri Narendra Modi in the center has been very, is mix of happiness and turmoil because of whatever. But now under the leadership of Shri N. Biren Singh ji and A. Sarda Devi, we have stabilized. And regardless of these problems, we have brought many changes, many historical changes in the economic development and social and cultural process of Manipur. And I request the people of Manipur ki praja singh da ina haijaning badi Shri N. Biren Singh amadi A. Sarda Devi luching makhada thengnagadoriba 2022 gi election asida Bharatiya Janata Party na mathangi lakador sahi manga sida Manipur gi praja punamaki afaba Achumba Manipur ma puraknaba afaba thabak tawba ngamnaba chance pibiu aduga hairiba Manipur da semgadaba sarkar sigi part ama oiba ngamnanaba 37 Kaching SC gi praja singna aingonda Bharatiya Janata Party gi central leadership na aibu BJP gi candidate ama ohenbiraga Kaching kendra gi praja na Bharatiya Janata Party bu nungsibiraga saruk ahum thokpagi ani phangalaga absolute majority da sarkar sembu ohenbiu haiba wafam kharji haraga punamakpu khurumjari. Thank you.
Okay. Miyamna voters sing sungsoi shodana khoi ladiba candidates sing sigi makhoi performance makhoi mamang da tawkiba thabak mayam du yengkan mathang gi mikhal da khoi miyam gi mandate haiba tare makhoi verdict to makhoi punna ngai minute si haiba wafam se thamjage mai pak patar ga muk thengna bagi chance to muk khoi si logjage aduga matam punamakta khoi program su thawai happy with makta
Thank you, Zental. Thank you so much. And thank you, Tom TV, for having me here in the studio today. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
With this, we come to the end of our exclusive talk. And thanks everyone for watching Tom TV's exclusive interview talk with MLAs, desired candidates, intending candidates also with patience. And for more information, please keep watching Tom TV.